Hello, welcome to the Wonder and Wonder podcast. Today is 2nd of June. The last episode that I recorded was on 4th of Feb 2025. It's been 4 months. A lot has happened in the 4 months. Yeah. I turned 26, that's one of the thing. I opened the company Optify. And yes, we opened a company called Optify Restaurant Development Consultancy. So we have laid out the first firm to achieve our mission of revolutionizing F&B industry. So yeah, the first firm is established. It's a small thing on this plan of 20-25 years. It's the first step. And let's see where this goes. Now, a lot have happened in the past 4 months. I moved to Dubai. I packed my stuff. There was a few dress. It was a quick decision. And yeah, it's usually like that. Me packing and going somewhere. I'm used to that life. I can only live a life like that. The other life is a bit scary for me. Anyway, there are a few thoughts that I wanted to share over here at this point of my life, at this month. Yeah, because I don't know where I will be in the next 4 months because when I recorded the last episode, I had no idea in 4 months I will start a company or I will move to Dubai. I had no clue. So I don't think I will have the next 4 months where I'll be or in which part of the world I will be. But let's see. But the lessons that I learned along the way, which I shared through the episodes about subconscious excuse, about the loops of life, going full speed on wants, the value we assign, the story we say to ourselves. These things that really helped me. And no textbooks will teach you these things. It's just pure self-reflection, self-analysis, and you learn from yourself and you do it. It's a bit scary journey as well because the life that you live, the path that you chose, you don't have anybody to ask to, you don't have anybody to, because nobody in your circle has done this. You're the first person to do this, and it's very scary also. And I don't think a lot of people understand it, because see, for example, you do something, you don't know it's right or wrong. You do it, your gut says it, you do it, your gut says it, you do it. It comes to a point that 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you're solely relying on your gut and there is no advice you're asking. It's a bit scary journey. But the path, I think when you look at all the prophets' life, the path is always like that. For some people are just wired differently, and I think that's fine. Yeah, eventually things will turn out. I know that for sure. It's just a matter of time. Anyway, one of the things that I have in my head that I thought I will speak in this episode was about I see people. See, there's always a yin and yang principle, yin and yang, and everything has two sides, black and white, good and bad. I think that most people I see are living in only a one part life, only a yin sang of a life, because their parents have lived like that, their grandparents have lived like that. They're living a yin part of the life. As a result, what happens is they just upgrade themselves, maybe get a new car, maybe sell this car, get a new car, and they've not done anything very very big in life because they have not got to the young part. So what happens is, when you live in the young part, yes, your life will slowly you'll get a new phone, you'll get, but other than that, you'll just update your life, maybe upgrade a little bit of your life. But those people who I see who has really transformed their life, they've seen a lot of things in their life. Now, when I say they have seen a lot of things in their life, they are saying yes and no to a lot of things in their life which their environment has said never do it or don't go in this path. I think in life it's very important to know the yang part also, in so that you come about to a full entire circle. The yin part also should be explored, the yang part also should be explored, then only you come to the entire circle. And otherwise you just update your life, and that's it. There is nothing no transformation happening. And transformation happening, that can only occur when you're ready to change things internally in your life, when you're ready to change the internal alchemy of life. And I think that, see, I think it was Brian Tracy the other day. I think last year I heard him saying something like, you have to, in order to become a millionaire, he said, in order to become a millionaire, I don't remember. In order to become a millionaire, you have to develop a character which is beyond 99% of the human global population. And yes, and I think that is very important to understand, because we have to develop a character, you have to develop something that is beyond your personality, beyond your, because if you want to get to where you are, you have to lose, you have to shed layers, you have to do something, because the actions that you're doing, you're not getting the results. You should definitely do something different to get the result that you really want. So change is imminent, change is always constant. The thing, I see a lot of people living in the inside, they just update their life, they just update their life, not having significant impact. And I think that's because they are afraid of change. And I believe the only thing that is constant in life is change. A lot of, I think the environment that I was born up, the environment that I was brought up was saying no to change. I remember in Facebook also, when I used to scroll in Facebook when in 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard, 6th, as in these classes, everybody used to say, oh, he changes, some people change, it's a bad thing, he doesn't talk to me now, it's a bad thing because some people change. You were doing this 2 years continuously, now though you don't do this because you change is a constant enemy in the environment that has brought. I think we were told that you should not change, you should do one thing and you should stick on, you should always be on, you should not change. And I think the more you make the change the enemy, the more difficult life becomes. The more you are open to change, the more you are adaptable, the more you are open and willing to learning. Change is always around the corner, and change will save your life. So that's the first thing. It will help you to go from yin yang. It will go make you do experiences, because see, if you have a want, if you want a desire, you don't know, it's just a clouded desire, and you want to do it, but your environment says no. It takes some guts to do something that you really really want, even though your environment says no, but you do it anyway. you understand the yang part of that entire circle as well. And you do something else, and you do something else. It really requires the yin and yang side. You really need to do a lot of things to get to the full entire circle. That's one thing. Change. And talking about change, even in my life also, see, there's some things I'll say. See, the for the past 4 months I've learned a lot of things. One of the things that I've changed in my life also is that the eating of food. I used to, for the past 2.5 years, I used to eat one meal in a day, and that was scrambled eggs with kubus or chapati, because that you get up from laptop, you cook in 20 minutes, you swallow it, and again you're back to work. And it was really good. And you ate one time in a day, rest 18-16 hours you can work. That's how I did for 2.5 years. I came to Dubai, I spoke to a lot of people, and I think that eating more, I'm severely underweight. I started to eat more now. I had a lot. I eat around, as of now, I eat around 1,850 calories with meat, chicken. There's a lot of things. Eat 4-5 times in a day. So, and the reason I say is that, see, obviously I'm trying to increase my weight, but also, if 2 years before, right now, if I go ask that Suhaid of 22-year-old or 23-year-old, I go, yeah, stop eating food for one meal a day, start eating for 5 meals, I would have said, fuck off. And see, and did that belief serve me? Yes, I worked for 16 hours a day, it made me money. That's the reason that I am here today. The belief have served me, but again, it's change that you have to be very adaptable to life, to change. Change is a constant thing in life. That's the only constant thing in life. Even with sleep, I think it's because of the food I am able to get now more than 7 hours of sleep, 6-7 hours of sleeps. And even I have taken one day off in a week. Before, it was one day in a month. And for the past 2.5 years, that's what I did. I used to take one day off. Now the thing is, I think I started doing it. I think it's been better, because I really help. The introspection and everything can help in business. Now again, if you ask that 22-year-old, so 23-year-old, so at least take one day leave in a week, he would have said, no, fuck off. But, and that belief have served me, because I worked like that. That is why I'm the way right now, sitting here. Now, yeah, these beliefs have served me. So that's why at that time I would have said no. But now, again, change is a constant thing. You change, you learn. That this is right now what logical to me I'm doing. And this, I think, is getting results. I'm able to sleep better. So that's one thing. And the company that I started, there is a few friends also with me. And I really want to thank them. I don't know if they will ever hear this, to tag along to the mission. I remember, the way how we started this was, I used to take one day off with my friends, and it was just 3-4 friends. All the other circle I've cut off. For the past 2.5 years. I was a very, very different kid. I was a very, very popular kid in schools, universities, colleges. I cut off. My phone was ringing full all the time. So after college, after university, I know this thing is not gonna work. I gotta change. I cut short to a point I talk to only three friends. So I have one day off with three friends. I see their faces. Anybody other else, I don't care. I don't want to talk. If it's business, we talk, and we take 4, 5 hours, 6 hours in a day, and we sit and we talk. And I don't like to talk rubbish. It's if you're talking, we help each other. Otherwise, don't see me. So that was a standard that I kept for 2.5 years. So I used to meet these three friends, four friends in every month, and we used to talk this and that. Sometimes I used to get very angry to a point that Shafi, one of my friend, he asked, "Yes, we need to go this to trip," and I lost it. I shouted at him, "What the hell are you saying? We didn't make any money. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. We didn't do this. I'm not coming anywhere with you guys. This is so and so. You are 25 years old. We have only 5 years in the world to make something of, and you're saying blah, blah." And I went off. I shouted at him like anything. And this is not one day. The next month again we meet. I shout. After one, this became a constant. And one time Shiro said, "Yeah, okay, khalas, let's start something." And that's how Optify was born. And see, I always had a mission to change and revolutionize this F&B industry. I said them and they knew it, and they finally tagged along. And I'm very happy that they had the courage to do it, because it takes courage. Because I remember the other day I was listening to speech of Nu'man Ali Khan, how he was talking about Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Now we live in a society, I think society's ideology is kind of same. It's just the technology and it's the environment that has changed, but the human psychology is kind of same. Nu'man Ali Khan, when talking about Prophet Abraham, what he says is something that people always follow not what is right, not what is wrong. People always follow what the majority follows. Now, they did an experiment. He also says about an experiment they did in a university, wherein they called all the students and they silently went to each student and say the wrong answer. We're going to ask you to solve a mathematical equation. Say the wrong answer to everybody in the class. Okay, and there was one person that they didn't say, and he doesn't know that everybody is going to say the wrong answer. He came, and all of them are given the mathematical equation, and everybody's and the teacher is asking one by one what is the answer, and everybody is saying the wrong answer. And this person stands up and he says the right answer. The math teacher asks everybody from the other part of the class, everybody is saying the wrong answer. When asked him, he's saying the right answer. The teacher asked the another group of people, everybody is saying the wrong answer. And now the person who said the right answer, he changed the right answer to the wrong answer, because majority of the people are saying the wrong answer. And I think that the ideology of humans is quite same. Everybody thinks that what majority is doing, that is correct. And Prophet Abraham was not that. He thought by himself. He did if he felt what is right, he did what is right. If he felt is wrong, he said it is wrong. That is what Prophet Abraham's attitude was to life. Now, doing something today, and see, the thing that I'm doing right now, I have no idea how this will turn out. I have no idea. I have a mission that this is going to change the world. I've quit my job. I'm doing something that nobody in my family is doing. I'm doing something that nobody in my environment, I have not seen somebody doing it. This is just pure out of my gut feeling, and I'm doing it. Now, and it's completely opposite with what majority of people are doing it. See, I don't care. I've taken the risk. I have my life. I'm committed to it. But my friends seeing this and them tagging along, they're risking everything also as well. And for that, I want to thank them. So that's the second thing that I wanted to say. These are some things that was in my mind. And this podcast has been really helpful. The lessons, I think it will help me grow faster. And one more thing that came across my mind was, whenever we have a problem, there's always two sides to it. One would be the psychological aspect, and the other would be the, what to do about it, the practical aspect. And I think whenever we have a core issue or a core problem, the first thing that we have to go is understand the psychology part. Understand the psychology part is what I mean in the sense of understanding the subconscious excuse. Okay, like I talked in episode 2. For example, you have a problem, you have a core issue. Maybe that's because it's not. Before going to the practical aspects, I think it's better to know whether is it coming out of fear, is it coming out of insecurity, is it coming out of self-sabotage or rejection, or any of the element that we were deprived in our environment, something like that. Before that, I think, because that these reasons can create an subconscious excuse in our brain, and this subconscious excuse, it can be doubt, disbelief, anything. And this subconscious excuse is that once we solve, usually we get a better solution towards it, or better strategy to solve that solution. I think this is very important to know. And always this right now, this the way of thinking like this insight, wherein it's always better to understand the subconscious excuse viewpoint before creating a solution for strategy. It has really helped me. And one more thing is, usually what happens is, you want something really bad in your life, whether, let's say, put money, let's say you want $1 million. Now, until you didn't allow yourself, or you have not figured out the subconscious excuse part, you won't be able to get the $1 million. And the subconscious excuse part is the one which is having disbelief. You have to get deeper, so much deeper inside yourself, journal it, look at your environment, why you are the way you are, go full speed on your wants, so that a lot of things will come up, and maybe, okay, this is why I did this, okay, this is why I did this is why, okay, this is why I have to learn. You have to be the yin and yang part, change is a constant thing. So you want $1 million, you have to first always have an attitude of always have an attitude of allowing that thing. An attitude of allowing that thing is understanding the subconscious viewpoint. Always have an attitude of understanding the subconscious viewpoint. So that's the first thing. Understanding the viewpoint of the subconscious excuse. The second thing is, a lot of people don't get to this viewpoint, a lot of people won't get to this part. But when you really, really appreciate it shows how much you love yourself. Okay, you have went this deep, you have, you went, because if you have a desire for a want and you go full and spin on want, a lot of people cannot do it. That shows how much you love yourself, how much you are ready to expand your mindset, how much deeper that you're going to get this $1,000,000 or whatever you want in life. So this viewpoint is a part of appreciation, a part of appreciation on how much you love yourself, and also a reflection on how you're ready to expand your mindset. That's the first part. So whenever you want something, the first thing is understand the viewpoint of the subconscious excuse. Once that part is solved, once that subconscious excuses, which I said, the disbelief or the fear or self-sabotage, the hindering aspects is solved, if you reach there, that appreciate yourself, because a lot of people can reach over there. And that shows how much you love yourself, and also it's a reflection of how you are ready to expand your mindset at that level. The second part is surrendering your reality. Surrendering your reality, a lot of people that I've talked to, when I ask them, the successful people, when I ask them, or I successful people when I read them in the books, when I see them in the podcast, when I see their interviews, you ask them, 5 years ago, did you ever think that you would have achieved over here? And they would have said, yes, I always knew that I will do it. Now if you ask, and I think to myself, not a people get this, because there are some things we really knew, okay, I know I can get it. They surrender their reality 100%, even though they don't have anything in their environment, anything, something like that. They're in a small village, but if they know that they're going to do it, it means, yes, I know I'm going to do it, I know I'm going to do it. They surrender their reality. You see these interviews, did you know in 10 years you would have reached there? And they would always say, I know there was something in me that I would be able to do it, which means at that time they didn't see the vision, they didn't see their future, they have surrendered their reality. So if the first part is solved, the viewpoint of the subconscious excuse is sorted, obviously you would be a person who has accepted or who has surrendered the reality, who knows this reality right now is shit. Okay, and it's only a matter of time that it's gonna change. And this subconscious, one thing is understanding what is a subconscious excuse. If you listen to the episode 2, you will understand what is subconscious excuse. Now the viewpoint of subconscious excuse, this is also something that has massively helped me. Now I think it was a video in Gabby, her video came up in my YouTube feed, and I took her, and this is what she was saying, along the lines of, you should be permitting and you should be allowing abundance or something like that to flow in life. That shows how much you love yourself, and the amplification of expansion, and how surrendering you are to reality. When she said, I've heard this long before, but it struck me, few in these 4 months, it struck me, yes. Because if you see successful people who has become what they want in their life, this pattern, this viewpoint, first thing is they have sorted out the subconscious excuse, and second thing is it shows, because only a person who really love themselves and who's ready to expand their mindset to the extreme level, who knows what is yin and yang, who knows I will go beyond 99% to get what they want, only of these people can actually get what they want. And slowly, it's a matter of time, they will change the reality. They surrender their current reality and they become what they want. So this viewpoint, the viewpoint of subconscious excuse, change is a constant element in life. That's the only thing that is constant in life. I think these two insight of these months that I had has really helped me. I also want to tell one thing in surrendering your reality that came across my mind. And that is something that I talked on the last episode, that whatever you think is in shortage, it's in huge demand. Whatever thing is in huge demand right now, it's in huge supply. Huge supply in the other part of the world. Maybe you don't know, if you think right now getting a car is difficult, there are people who has more than 100 cars. Whatever you think is right now, and that is a law, I believe that's a law principle of the world, is whatever you think right now is in short supply, there's a short demand, there's a huge supply on the other part of the world. And the point that I said over here on surrendering your reality. So if you ask somebody who is a self-made millionaire 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you ask them what was your perspective on money, they would really say that money is very difficult to earn. Maybe try and get it. It's, I did this, so that I can get this and this challenge out of this, so that I can pay the rent. They would have said these things. But would you think you will become somebody who is successful? They would said yes. Would you think that you will be a millionaire? Yes. I will definitely become somebody who's like that. Yes. Which means, are they scrambling for money? Yes. Do you think that reality is possible? Absolutely yes. That was these people's attitude. From the books I read, from the podcast I read, these people have that kind of attitude. And I think that is surrendering your reality. Surrendering your reality is something that you know whatever you want in short demand right now. Whatever you want is a demand right now. Whatever you want in life, you think right now it's short, but in the other side of the world there is a huge supply for it, and you have to surrender that reality. That is the actual, you want something right now in the world, there is always somebody who has more on that, and he has no desire. For example, I'm here in Dubai and I have seen people, they have no desire for money. They're sitting at a lot of money and they have no desire. And the dichotomy is very it's very, the people who knows will always understand. So the viewpoint of the subconscious excuse, I think is very powerful on surrendering reality. Also understanding how the subconscious excuses plays a part. And if you know any problem that you see, if you know the subconscious excuses, as well as if you are able to surrender reality, understand what is the surrendering the reality, which I said right now, which is, if these two parts are there, believe me, you are a person who really love yourself and who's ready to expand the mindset, really expand your mindset to get to what you really want. That's a very great thing. And I think so every part or every lesson or every experience, every story that I'm learning these, but when you connect all these things, it becomes a pattern. Only when you connect, when you sit and write and journal, this becomes a pattern. And when you check the stories and when you check what is some things that is happening in your life for the past year, for the past 2 years, all you see is patterns. What helps in patterns is patterns predicts your future. So what you can do is, because these patterns gives you wisdom, and that wisdom enables you to live live faster. Live faster in the sense that you don't make mistakes because you know the patterns of yourself, and that's a fantastic thing to have. Yeah. So yeah, for these are the things that was in my mind right now. I'm also, starting a company is not easy. I mean, a very big challenge. I have only 3 weeks to sort that issue. Otherwise, I'm in a huge pitfall. But I know definitely I will solve it, figure out some way, and I'm halfway through it. So let's see. And I'm not gonna know when I'm going to record the next podcast. But yes, for this one, yeah, these are things that I had in my mind. The first thing being change. Change is a constant element, and the viewpoint of subconscious excuse. So I hope you have something to take home. So thank you for listening. This is your host, Sir Hussain, and you're listening to Wonder and Wonder podcast.